10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hey, good afternoon. Welcome to one more show of Lunch with Faride. I hope you're ready for this show. It looks like we're having some type of technical difficulty, so we'll try to get it on for a second. But let's go out to the intro, and we'll be right back to introduce you to our guest, Cindy Masters, who's ready to share her awesome story with us.
Nothing can stop me. I'm all the way. I'm all the way.
Hey, good afternoon. Okay, so for anybody who's watching us, can you please let us know if we are already on live on Facebook? Because we're getting this announcement right now saying that we are not on Facebook. So let's make sure that that we are on before we move forward. So I'm actually going to go on there. I don't know what just happened, but looks like let me see. Yep, it sure isn't. So we're going to go and connect that. So this is what we're going to do. I'm going to bring on my guest. I'm going to let her tell you your story. While she's telling you your story, I'm actually fixing this. Okay, so here we go. Cindy Masters, welcome to our show, Cindy.
Hi, Faride. It's a blessing to be here, and I'm really honored to be able to share my story and share what I've been through in my life.
Awesome. Well, as you heard, we're having some type of technical difficulty. We're getting word that we're not on Facebook. You do have some echo, so if you can lower anything else that goes behind any,
Is that better?
We'll do a lot better. Yeah, that looks a lot better. So I'm going to bring you fully on camera. Go ahead and tell us your story. We want to know who Cindy is, what your upbringing was, and where were you born, all the way to where do you live now. So while you do that, I'm gonna get to fixing some stuff. Okay.
It's like, woo, that's gonna take a long time here, but
go for it. Go for it.
No problem. Well, I grew up in Roland Heights. That's Southern California. If many of you don't know where that is, maybe if you know where the Pointy Hills Mall is, that's where I grew up at. And that mall, before it was even built, used to be a walnut orchard. So we used to go pick walnuts before the Pointy Hills Mall was made. That was in Roland Heights. And I'm just so grateful for being here because, you know what? Life happens to you. It happens for you, not necessarily to you, but it happens for you. And, as I was growing up, I went through a lot of things. It wasn't a very happy, loving atmosphere in my house. But when I came to know Christ, that literally changed my life. But that was only about 22 years ago, how those changes came into my life. But, just a little bit about my story and what I've been through in my life. My first husband passed away of cancer when I was 23 years old. I lost him, this healthy man, 6'2", 200 pounds, that wasted away to nothing. And then in 2006, my mother had a very unhealthy lifestyle. She was on dialysis and diabetic, and she had to do another surgery. And she said, nope, I'm done with everything. I'm ready to go home and just stop all my medication. So she stopped all her medications, dialysis, fluids fill up in her body, and she passed away. 3 years later, my dad got colon cancer, and he passed away. 3 years later, my brother, I'm helping him move from one location to another, and he decides to commit suicide with having $30,000 cash on hand. And I will never, ever understand why he did that. But 3 years later, comes to 2015, I then lose my son to a tragic motorcycle accident. Him and his girlfriend both lost their life that night. And that was like the pinnacle point where it's like, okay, God, what are you doing? What is going on? Why am I experiencing all these losses in life, and just what is happening? And God gave me that inner strength to say, it's okay, daughter. There's a reason and there's a purpose. And I did not understand it. And I said, I'm just going to make this funeral for my son to be the most glorious, to be the honored. And it was such a blessing to see how people came together and just showed love, and how God had showed me love. So what I've learned over my life is that you're going to go through trials and tribulation. You're going to go through things. You're going to go through circumstances. You might lose a family. You might lose your house. You might lose your job. But never lose the love that you have inside for your life. To want to leave a legacy behind. To want to live life to the fullest. Because tomorrow is not promised to any of us. So I just encourage people, you know what? Live life to the fullest. They know me as the encourager. The person that keeps going. That never stops. That no matter what adversity comes against me, I pick myself up and I keep moving forward. You know, Les Brown says this. He goes, if you're falling, fall on your back. Because if you can look up, you can get up. And that's the whole point, you know.
Well, you have an amazing story. I know that we've had an opportunity to speak in regards to just who we are, you know, as humans, and where we're going moving forward. I know that you're an inspiration to me. So that alone, it's you know, it goes to show you very few people inspire me to do even better things. So, you know, I talked to you the first day I met you, and I said, we're going to do things together just because souls meet with one common ground, right? So, and that's how magic happens. But never lose love for life. I actually love that. I love that line. I'm going to borrow it from you from now on. I'm going to put there Cindy Masters. But well, let's say hello to Frank. Hi, Frank. Thanks for joining us today. So Frank is one of our good friends of Lunch with Faride. So I'm glad he's here listening to your story. But let's talk a little bit about what is it that you're doing now? I know that you've been through so much adversity. You've been through so much adversity in your life. And you just said that, you know, because of the love for life, you continue to keep going. But a lot of times when people are listening to the show, or they're listening to, per se, inspirational stories, Cindy, they don't really know how that happens, because there's so many hits that happen through life, right?
Yes.
What keeps you going? Like, I'm gonna give you an example. I'm one of those people that, you know, my quote is stay fearless, right? That's exactly how it is. Stay fearless. Why? Because fear comes in very different vocabulary, right?
Yes.
They say if you're a possessive person, that's just fear of loss. If you're a jealous person, that's just fear of loss. If you are a person who never starts anything, that's just fear, right? Everything translates into fear. But I've been very fortunate to stay positive and to stay afloat with, you know, this pandemic issue and all that. But a couple of days ago, I received the news of a very good friend of mine who lost her life, you know, against COVID. So, and she's my age, so she's about all of our ages and full of life. You know, I was talking to her about a month and a half ago. And, you know, we were going to go to Vegas together and party. And, you know, when all this is over, and we kept saying that when this is over, when this is over, when this is over. Well, it's unfortunately over for her. And so, you know, you can't help but be afraid. Right. So how do you handle that?
There's a process that everybody handles it differently with mourning and letting go, and just letting God heal that hole that's in your heart. I like to call it the whirlwind. There's a whirlwind that goes on, and when we have a loss or something happens, we can let it go downward, spiral into this self, like, not so much pity, but self-denial. Some, why this, why that, why did this happen to me, how could this happen, questioning, always just thinking downward. I like to say, you know what? Yes, there's a point that we do need to mourn, that we do need to let go, that we need our family to hold us, to hug us, to let us know that it's going to be okay. Nothing can ever replace the loss of a child, that hole that's in there when you lose a child. That's the most hardest death that you could ever experience as a parent. But we lose our mother, father, brother, but that one is like, you never get to see them graduate, you never get to see them go to college, or have children or grandchildren. But you know what, there's a plan and purpose for everybody's life. And see, that's where you come inward. I've learned that I had to go inward. I had to love myself going inward first. But that whirlwind that goes down, there's a way you can turn it up. And that whirlwind that you go up and up and up and up. And that's where you change the mindset that you have right now of thinking of all the maybe sad moments or missed moments or times that you'll never see them again. But you can put it upward, thinking like, you know what? They're up there. They're in grandstands. They're up there cheering you on, saying, live life to the fullest. Pull yourself up. Go for it. Go for your dreams. Go for your goals. Go for your desires. Manifest it. Believe in yourself. You are amazing, and you have so much potential for life. So when you can make that whirlwind go upward, and you think of the positive times you had with them, you think of the encouraging times, whenever the sad moments come, you replace it with the good moments, the good thoughts. And that helps you get through it a little bit easier, a little bit faster, and just always, it's instant. You think of the positive most, the positive things. And that's the manifestation that we create in our own lives. We have a dash, the day we were born and the day that we're going to die, that dash. That dash matters. What do you want to leave behind? What legacy do you want to leave behind? What impact do you want to make on people's lives? And that mindset that you just think about in the morning, the most important thing when you wake up in the morning is to give gratitude and be thankful. And that creates success, because your mindset gets in the right frame, and then you can just start pushing forward and keep going and not stop.
That's beautiful. That's a beautiful message. And, we have Frank here commenting, great mindset, Cindy. They are always cheering us on, and remember the lasting impacts they made on our lives that we will have forever. And that's so true. I mean, I've lost people in my time. I've never lost a child, thank God. So maybe you can help us, for all those people listening out there. How is the coping after? Because I know there's a time where you have those feelings that you just talked about, right? Why me?
Yeah.
Why did this happen to you? The loss of my friend hurts me, not because of what I'm feeling. It hurts me because every time I think of her children, right? Like, that's why it hurts me. That's why it's so tender in my heart.
Yeah.
And, I was saying my prayers last night, and I was just praying for those kids because, I was thinking, like, one of them is not even married yet, right? And so just the thought of my own children not having me, not ever meeting my grandchildren, not them never having the opportunity to know who I am and what I stand for. And so how has it been for you past the mourning? Like, what has been one thing that has helped you cope with the loss of your son?
Well, really, it's my faith and my higher power, that I believe in God and what he has done for me, because I asked that question. I said, why God? why my son? He went to the military. He did his service. He came back. He was going to college. He was just going to propose to his girlfriend. And all these, his life was just happening. I said, why, God, why? And I didn't hear an answer. So I said, okay, not a problem. Help me to make this the most glorious funeral that it could be. That day, more than 25 people gave their life to Christ. I was able to speak at my son's funeral because the strength that God gave me inside, knowing that I can't change the situation, I was like, Lord, take me. The first year after I lost my son, it was deep. It was dark. You actually feel like you don't want to live no more. You get to those points. And you need to reach out to people. You need to go inward and say, what is my plan and what is my purpose? Why am I here? Who am I supposed to impact? Because everything that we go through is our tests. Then they become our testimony to be able to help other women or men or just people who have lost. Because when you lose a child, most women can never come back to that understanding of how can I still live not having this child. And when you feel that way, it's the thoughts, our mind is so powerful. We can think of the hard times, lonely times and everything, but if you change your thoughts to be on the positive for yourself, on how can I impact others? I've gone through this, I've lost. Now, how can I help others to be able to go through and come out the other side? And just, it's letting go and letting God heal your heart. So it's just a process. And
Right.
it's what you think about. Because what you think about is what you bring about. And how you can, endure. So your thoughts, that's all. And just loving yourself from the inside out. That's what I've learned.
And
How
I know
it helped me.
Mama is having problems, so just give me a minute.
Oh, not a problem.
But tell us a little bit about how have you helped now influence or become an example to other women?
What I do, I've done a lot of posts on Facebook. I have, before COVID, a lot of relationships, we're able to meet people and get together and talk and be able to share with one another. I like one-on-one. I love face-to-face. I love seeing people and doing it like that way. So when COVID hit, we had to adjust ourselves. We had to get comfortable with doing Zooms. We had to get comfortable from seeing. And see, some people, one of my love languages is physical touch. And that was very difficult too, because it's like, now you can't touch anybody and you're in your house and you're dealing with this, and it was not easy. And I'm like, how do you handle this? How do you do this? And a lot of times I put on music, I praise, I chant, I just dance, I relieve energy. Exercising is another real important tool, is the endorphins that are released when you exercise, and just, how you're able to, the products that I take too, that help with my body, my hair. My hair hasn't grown this long in my entire life. It would never go past this. And now my hair and just feeling beautiful and just loving myself and telling myself in the mirror, I love you. You are worthy. You can live a full life no matter what you've been through. So, and being in business, I've been in business. We've owned our own business for 29 years. And that was not my passion. Yes, I have an insurance background, and I know how to handle businesses and run businesses and take care of businesses. But my true passion is being an entrepreneur, is encouraging people to live life to the fullest, to be able to master your finances, physically and spiritually. That's my passion, is helping people to get through those hard times, to have an opportunity to have a home-based business, to be able to work for yourself, because you work for other people on a job, but we say that's just over broke, because you're just making it. It's not your dreams. It's not really what you would love to do, the passion that you would have when you want to get out there and work and be happy and be thankful and grateful. You got to do your passion. So it's also, everything is going back inward. You got to go inward to check out who you are, where you are, what you want to be, who do you become, and then start working and making that plan, make those goals, set, visions, keep it, dream. My dreams have been crushed so many times, but yet they get revived. And when they're revived again, and you want to dream again, and you want to dream big, don't limit yourself. Dream big, think big, and then set your plans to go for it.
Now you guys see why she's a guest on Lunch with Faride. She's such an inspiration. I have to tell you, Cindy, so going into the business aspect of it, I can tell you that every obstacle that I've ever faced in my life, whether it was my divorce, whether it was, financial problems, physical problems, mental problems, whatever it was that I was facing at any particular time in my life, work has actually been what's helped me come out of it. So I focus myself on a lot of that work, a lot of that creating a new opportunity, being of help to others. And that's actually been my therapy. That's been my psyche effect, right? So great. I'm glad that you brought this point. I know you're an entrepreneur. I know that you have insurance background, but I know that you're also doing something really, really cool right now for the community and for anybody who's in business. So if you're in business, you got to listen to this next part of this interview. So tell me, I know you're the go-to person for merchant services. And I actually thought merchant services was kind of getting out, out. So I know your company name is On Fire Processing. So can you tell us a little bit about that?
Of course. On fire because I'm on fire. You know what? I'm always moving. I'm always going. I'm never stopping, because I love that, because a moving target, you can't stop it. When you're always moving, you're taking care of things. You keep yourself active. You keep your mind active. You keep everything. So I help companies, businesses, large or big, worldwide, e-commerce. If you accept credit cards, you need to give me a call, because I can give you the hookup. If your business is a CBD business, high risk, I can still hook you up to give you the best price. Businesses now, they're really going through so much. A lot of businesses are having to close their doors because of what's happening with COVID. You got to reinvent yourself. You got to be able to reach the online market. If you have a brick and mortar, you got to be able to bring those customers to you some kind of way. So you got to think outside the box, or go get some consulting, or get some help to get your presence out there. If you don't have a website, if you don't have an app, and you need an app to be able to take your business to the next level, it's so important that you got to think outside the box right now. You got to reinvent what you're doing. So with merchant services, everybody receives credit cards. Whether you're an e-commerce business online, you receive credit cards. And if you need to save money, because see, what I learned is that you need to be a servant. When you serve others and you help others, you take care of everything that you need. 3 years ago, 5 years ago, after my son died, it was a dark year, the first year. The second year, I started picking myself up. The third year, I got into self-development, working on myself, because I truly needed it to be able to endure and to continue on. So I went to some training, different kinds of training that I've been through. And one day, I had to put my hands up and said, my life is no longer my own. I'm here to serve. I'm here to help. I'm here to encourage. I'm here to live the last years of my life to the fullest. And so my passion is not insurance, yet that's my industry that I had been in. So my passion is to help businesses be able to save money. If they could put some more money in their bottom line and back in their pocket, that's what I want to do. So I get out there and I pound the ground. I get out there and I go see businesses, go do Zoom sessions, be able to help anybody and anyone that will give me the opportunity to show them how I can save them money in their business. And if they want to start their own business, see, I have so many connections with so many different people and so many different industries. If you want to be a speaker, if you want to learn how to write a book, if you want to do health and wellness, if you want to create your own insurance agency and you want to learn how to do insurance, you know, if you want to be a merchant processor learning how to do this too. So many different avenues. When you work for yourself and you make your money that your worth is, that's when you feel good and you feel like you're accomplishing and doing things.
And you know what? Because we share the industry of insurance, I can tell you, you can really help a lot of businesses right now going through so much chaos, right? Not only, let's say you're going to save them money on merchant services, but because you're so well-rounded and you have all those backgrounds, I am sure that anybody who uses you for their merchant services will get a lot of advantage just using you overall in their business. You know, and that's the beauty of it, right? That's the beauty of being.
Exactly. And that's how the servanthood comes in, because not only you're serving their business for this aspect, but let's say they don't have a website and they don't know where to go to. You have connections. You know, you have you need to get, what else? My train of thought here. Any type of service that you might need, I have connections to be able to help you with it. When you've been in business for so long, you get so many connections and people in different industries. And you know, knowing who you know helps you to build your business even more. And being able to, you know, connect. See, collaborating is so important. It's the connections and people you know that give you the opportunity to be able to accomplish. So it goes back to, what do you want? What do you want? You ask yourself, what do you want? And the key is, you must be happy. You must enjoy what you do. You must love yourself first, because a lot of people, they're so unhappy and miserable, and they don't even love themselves. If they don't love the way their body looks, if they don't love their relationship, if they don't love their children because they're being bad or doing things wrong, you know, you have to first learn how to love yourself really from the inside. And if you want to start with yourself first, to work on your body, that's the first step. Just do it. Make a decision. Say, I want to accomplish more. I want to be happy. I don't want to live with regrets. I don't want to go to the grave with regrets. They tell us that. When you go talk to people in the convalescent home, we used to go minister in the convalescent home. These people are so sad, their family doesn't even come and see them. That little spark when you go and sing a song or just talk to them for a minute, you know, that spark, that's why we want to live life to the fullest. Just do it. Draw the line, just like Nike says. Just do it.
Now, Cindy, so I know that there's a lot of companies that just started this year because people had to reinvent themselves. But they would consider themselves to be a really small business where they think they don't need merchant services. Would it be worth giving you a call to try to see if they qualify for some merchant services processing and how your company could benefit them?
Of course, you know, any opportunity. If it's not now, it's just when. When are you going to use it? Because you will scale up your business. So of course, I'll look at anybody's information, their books, to see where they're at, and I'll give them the best advice. You know, I'm an honest person. I want to give them the best information to help propel their business to the next level, because that's what it is, and connect you to people to help build your business to the next level.
Perfect. So the number to reach you is 833-866-3473. So everybody who's watching or who will be watching this replay, make sure that if you are already a merchant, to go ahead and give her a call. She'll give you most likely a free estimate, right?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Okay, awesome. So all the CBD friends who can't get merchant services, she can also solve that problem. And every little startup company, if you're starting your little company, whether you think it's so little that you may not need it, give her a call. She'll be able to help you. Now, our goal, Cindy, is to help 10 new businesses get started in 2021. So that's a personal goal that my company and I have. Some of them will be sponsoring, so we'll be helping. We'll be helping this group, set them up. So we're giving out scholarships to people who want to get in the insurance business and want to create a new agency and just want to be of service to the community. We want to build pockets of community leaders across the nation. So I'm sure that your processing company will be helping us set this up. But one last thing before our show is over, Cindy, what is a great business message you can give to all women like you and I who have struggled with things, who have come from nothing, who just need to make things happen for us and for our families? What is the one last message you like to give?
Is to get yourself a mentor, and just do it. Believe in yourself, that you have the ability and strength. If you, as Jim Rohn says, work part-time on your fortune, full-time on your job, until your fortune can take over your job. So it's about just trusting in yourself, believing in yourself, and just go do it. And get mentors to be able to help you. Don't try to do everything yourself because it's hard. Get people to be able to work with you so you can propel it to the next level. Get advice, get understanding, and then just keep doing it. You're going to fail. It's going to be tough. It's going to be hard, but just trust the process.
Absolutely. Trust that process. So don't forget, if you want to hear more from her, if you're a person who has lost a child and don't know how to cope, don't know how to reinvent yourself, give her a call. If you have any insurance services that you need, give her a call. Merchant services, give her a call. Just give her a call. Just give her a call. 833-866-3473. And we thank you for being on our show. Hopefully you guys can join us next Monday at 12:15 again with another great story. In the meantime, thank you, Cindy Masters. You're awesome. And thank you for being on the show.
Thank you, Faride. I so appreciate you so much. You are amazing and you're a great mentor.
Thank you.
Nothing can stop me. I'm all the way.